Hello guys, welcome to a new section on Postman. In this section we are going to discuss about get method in Postman. What do you learn in this section? Understand the purpose of get method in RESTful APIs, perform basic get request in Postman, set request headers, validate API response like status code, body, headers, and troubleshoot common errors. This is the example for a API part that can be divided into two forms, that is base URL and endpoint. And here we can see https api.example.com/p1, it is the base URL, and slash usage, it is the end user endpoint. Okay, then different methods in API: get, post, put, patch, delete. These are the 5 methods for RESTful APIs. And get for retrieve a resource, post means create a resource, put means replace a resource, patch for update a resource, and finally delete for delete a resource. Okay, then API response codes. The starting with 1 means the request was received, but there is not yet response yet. Starting with 2, the request was received successfully and server can return the requested data. So it is returning the data from server, it's displayed to the client. Okay, then the starting with 3, the request resource is another location, so the separate call is necessary. So the one part is complete, the next part is pending. So on that case it start with 3. And 4, start with 4 means the request cannot be completed due to an error on client side. Okay, and fifth one, the start with 5, the request cannot be complete due to an issue on server end. Okay, so I am switching to the Postman. I will show one get request. So right now I'm taking a test URL for API. It's a free site to test different APIs is available for testing purpose. So you can use either this site for testing, or if you are on APIs are ready, you can use that as well. So I'm taking this API list and I'm taking this API and see this is the base URL and this is the endpoint users, and question mark page equal to 2, it is a parameter. Page equal to 2 is a parameter, so click on that in order to get the API URL. Okay, I'm getting, this is the API URL, copy this. Okay, I'm switching to the Postman, and here already created a collection. Its version name is test API collection. So in order to add a request, you can see a add request button is there. So click on that. So it will create a new request for us, and we can rename that request. I'm creating a list of users. Okay, and naming the request name is list of users. Okay, and give the request name and paste the URL here. Okay, and paste here. So we can change the method here. From clicking here you can see it's a get method, so I'm not changing that. So once you paste here, you can see after question mark it comes under the parameters tab. You can see already page equal to 2. Okay, if I change to into 3, you can see here also it's changed to 3. Okay, it's a params tab. And next is authorization. Some APIs needs authorization, so we need to choose the authorization which we need to pass. So some case is a bearer token, so to choose that bearer token from auth type, and you need to pass the valid token here. It may be get it from another API run, so In our case, in this API, there is no authorization required, so go with the default value. Okay, no auth. And coming to the headers, you can give the, if you API having the header part, you can give it here. Okay, and then the body, in body, in some get requests having with body, this API having no body, that means a parameter in JSON format, so it will be a none. Okay, then the script having two parts. The pre-request means runs before the request is sent. Okay, and post response is run after response is received and is used to write testers. Okay, so then the settings, it's a settings part. Now it's going with the default value, not changing anything. Okay, so let us run this API and see what we get it. Okay, so for that I am sent. You can two way you can run this API. Once use one method is send, other method is send and download, so the response will be download. If you go with the send and download, the response will be downloaded in JSON format. Okay, so right now I'm just sending, so let me validate the response. So here you can see in response, this is a response, we get it, and the status code is 401. That means start with 4 means it's client side error, so it's a unauthorized, the request is unauthenticated. So then the details is there, error missing API key. So how to get that API key? We can go to this URL. Okay, so copy the URL and paste it over the website here. So let me check. You can see in your document, you can see what are the details you need to pass in API. So here it's mentioning add this header to your API. So I'm copying this value X API key and its value. Okay, copy this value and you can go to the headers and you can see a bulk edit. Click on that. You can paste here. Okay, and you can again click on that, so it's changed to E and its value. Okay, so let me run this API. Now it's getting successful response or not, so we can check. Yes, now it is getting the success response 200 code. Server side response is 200. Okay, so getting the response data, you can see and validate this data. Okay, different pages. So here I change the page value to another 10. Then it's getting the response 200. Okay, it's successful. Okay, here you can see body part is there. Here we get the response data. If there is any cookie, it will comes here, and headers and test result. Right now we have don't add any test, that's why it's not showing any result. So I am going to add a script here. So go to post response. You can see use JavaScript to write testers. Okay, so here already on right side on bottom you can snippets. Click on that. A predefined scripts for validating our test is there, so you can choose what test you need to run. Here I am going to run status code is 200, so click on that. So it's automatically apply the code, JavaScript code for that, checking the status code is 200, then our test will be passed. So let me run this test once again and let me check. We can check the result is passed or not. Okay, so let me run. So it seems successfully run, and you can see on test result tab passed, status code is 200, that is successful. Okay, so let me purposefully fail this case by changing the URL. Very wrong. Let me check this one. Yes, now it's getting failed. Okay, so it's getting 404 not found. That's client side error. So you can see status code is 200 An expert response have that is scored 200, but it's scored 404, so it's test failed. So likely you can check your API request. Hope you enjoy this section. Thank you.